Have you ever felt like you're just drifting through life? Like every day is the same, and no matter what you do, it feels like you're stuck on autopilot? Maybe you're great at what you do, successful even. You take care of everyone around you, meet your goals, hit your targets. But deep down, something feels off. You're stuck in routine and no amount of success seems to fill the emptiness. What if the answer to breaking that routine wasn't about pushing forward but looking back? Back to where it all began, to your roots? In this video, we'll explore how traveling back to your homeland after years away can be more than just a break from routine. It can be a way to reconnect with yourself, regain perspective, and rediscover the reasons behind your hard work. We'll hear from people who spent years providing for others, but were left feeling disconnected from their true selves, and how one journey home changed everything. Stick around, because by the end of this, you might see your own routine in a completely different light. Sometimes, the best way to move forward is to go back. This could be your chance to rediscover what really matters. It's easy to get caught up in the everyday grind, building your career, raising a family, or providing for loved ones. And before you know it, years have passed. You've built a life for yourself, achieved success, but in the process, you've lost touch with your roots. Let me tell you about Maria. She's an entrepreneur in Canada, working in IT, and she's thriving. She's built a successful business from the ground up, employs a great team, and is always pushing forward with new projects. On the outside, everything is perfect. But she hasn't been home to the Philippines in over a decade. The same drive that fueled her success also disconnected her from her roots. And the longer she stayed away, the more distant that part of her life became. Then one day, Maria decided to go back, just for a short break. What she didn't expect was how foreign everything felt. The streets, the language, even the familiar faces, all of it seemed distant, like a different world she no longer belonged to. She was surprised to find that even speaking her native language took her about a week to get comfortable with again. But as the days went by, something shifted. Being back home started to remind Maria of why she worked so hard in the first place. She began to see things differently. She realized how far she'd come, how her success was driven by the values she learned growing up: resilience, determination, and a deep love for family. Her homeland wasn't just a part of her past, it was the foundation of everything she had built. Going home allowed her to reconnect with those roots and gave her a newfound sense of gratitude for where she was. And Maria isn't alone. Sarah, a nurse from Canada, had the same experience. She'd been providing for her family for years, but it wasn't until she went home that she remembered what she was really working for. Then there's James, who left Singapore to work abroad and was so focused on providing a better future for his family that he forgot to nurture his own sense of self. It wasn't until he reconnected with his homeland that he began to understand what he had been missing all along. Each of them found that going home didn't just fill a void, it gave them clarity. They returned to their lives, not just recharged, but with a deeper understanding of their purpose. 3 benefits of traveling back home: emotional reconnection. There's nothing quite like physically being with the people you love, hugging your parents, seeing childhood friends, walking through familiar streets. It restores something within you. Cultural rebirth. Re-immersing yourself in the traditions, foods, and languages that once defined you can bring back a sense of identity and ground you in who you are. Clarity and purpose. When you step away from your current life and reconnect with your origins, you get a clearer picture of where you're headed and why. You remember the values that shaped you and find new reasons to keep moving forward. Maria realized that her success wasn't just about business or profit. It was driven by something much deeper. the sense of responsibility she felt toward her family, and the desire to uplift others, just as her parents had done for her back home. That trip made her see how important it is to stay connected to her roots. She returned to Canada with not only a clearer vision for her business, but a renewed sense of gratitude for everything she had achieved. Seeing loved ones in person has a way of filling an emotional void that no video call or message can replace. You remember the laughter, the warmth, the feeling of truly being home. Life is unpredictable, and you don't know when or if you'll have these moments again. Returning to your roots also humbles you. You're reminded of the journey you've taken, how far you've come, and how much you've grown. It helps you see the world and your place in it with fresh eyes, and it opens you up to a bigger picture. The world isn't just the walls of your office or your daily routine. It's vast, full of people and stories, and reconnecting with that helps you find balance and perspective. So, what happens when you finally break the routine? When you take that trip back to where it all began? You find yourself again. You remember why you started this journey in the first place. And you return with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to face life with clarity, gratitude, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Breaking the routine isn't just about getting away from the daily grind. It's about reconnecting with your roots, your family, your culture, and the people who shaped you. And when you do, you come back with more than just memories. You return with a deeper sense of self and a clearer perspective on what life is all about. So when was the last time you truly felt connected to your roots? And if it's been a while, isn't it time to go back and rediscover what you've been missing?